taking my socks off. Trying to show you that song. I'm not scared of you. How can you tell that to a woman? I'm so mean.
He's still mad about Ariel.
Where is she? I keep on trying to find when she's there. Every time now.
She's on vacation. Day 93. I don't want you to belong to a church, to a creed, to a nation, to a race. Those are all ugly things. One should be free of all that nonsense. One should be simply human. There is no need to be a Christian or a Hindu or Mohammedan, and no need to be an Indian, an American, or a German. One should be free of all these bondages. They are prisons which keep your spirit encaged. Break out. And it is all up to you. If you cooperate with all these things, you're cooperating with your slavery. Stop cooperating. Nobody else is keeping you in bondage. It is your own unawareness, so become aware of how you cooperate with your slavery, and that very awareness is enough to get rid of all slavery. Freedom is your nature. It is not to be achieved. When all slavery disappears, one is free. When the slavery is no longer present, freedom starts welling up within your being. And out of freedom, life starts taking on tremendous beauty, and everything is possible. Love, truth, godliness.
I belong to a church.
You know, I went to a funeral service and for my cousin.
See if we can open the door for Pastor Father.
Yeah. This past weekend, and he mentioned, the minister mentioned that people could come up to make certain comments, and he had previously mentioned that it's not a comment about, or he expressed about celebrating a person's life, but in reference to sorrow for the person transitioning. And I don't see it as a sorrow. I mean, of course you cry, I feel, and I figure like this: if you rationalize something positive about the individual, you can keep the individual alive in you. And they were crying. Of course, it was a sorrowful occasion, but death is a part of life. And so I look at it differently, you know, as I probably expressed too, that I said a couple of words for my mother when she transitioned, in a celebration of her, that she became a Bodhisattva, being the enlightened one who stands on the seashore and gives enlightenment to others. My mother gave to me. So I decided not to go up and make a statement, because my cousins and them were actually a refuge for us during a divorce proceeding. And I wish I had made a comment in reference to that, but I didn't want to take away from the religious surrounding that we were in speaking about Buddhism. So I sat in my seat and shut up. But that reading from Osho brought that back to me. Because I sometimes think that people are, as that says, are imprisoned a bit, or maybe not.
We are seeds, but it would be unfortunate to die as a seed. We have to come to become flowers, and we have to release our fragrance. Only then is there contentment. The tree is fulfilled when it blooms. When the spring comes and the tree has released, poured its heart into colors and the fragrance into joy. When the tree is dancing in the wind and the sun, it is fulfilled. Exactly the same is the case with man too. A Buddha is a tree which has bloomed, Christ is the tree which has come to release its fragrance. We are all carrying the same kind of seeds in us. Everyone is a Buddha unmanifest, a Christ ready to be born at any moment. My work here is to make you aware of your great potential, of your infinite possibility, of the heights that you can reach, of the depths that you can penetrate. Your heights are higher than the Himalayas, and your depths are deeper than the Pacific. And once you know your heights and your depths, life becomes nothing but gratitude. Existence has given you so much. It has poured all its creativity into your being. It has made you so rich, so inexhaustibly rich. As you live, more experiences, more memories accumulate, and it becomes a mountain, really heavy. People are crushed under it. The moment you see that it is useless, you can drop it. It is not clinging to you, you are clinging to it. So you simply take your hands away. Then the next thing that comes through watchfulness is that you become aware that the future is not yet. So why be bothered about it? When it comes, we will see, we will respond. There is no need to be worried about it. It may never come, or it may come in such a way that you cannot imagine it right now. It is unpredictable. Whatever you think about, 99% of it is never going to happen, and wasting your energy for the 1% is sheer foolishness. Once you see it, you withdraw from the future. And the past and the future are 100% of your mind, the whole content. 50% belongs to the past and 50% to the future. In the present, there is no content. If one is just here now, then consciousness is empty. You can see that whenever you look in your mind, either something from the past is moving or something from the future. As far as this very moment is concerned, consciousness is pure. And the meditator starts settling in the present by slowly dropping the past and the future. To live here now is to live a religious life. That is pure consciousness. And out of pure consciousness, whatever happens is virtue. Whatever you do is right. Whatever your response, you will never repent for it. You will never feel guilty for it.
This question, is that synonymous with living in the moment?
Yes.
Good. It's kind of funny, not many people understand living in the moment. Like right now. You know, you don't think about the past, you don't think about the future, but right now. And I guess that would be letting it pervade in your person and understanding it for what it is.
But then if you're living in the moment, aren't you limiting your scope?
Well, in a respect, I think that you are, but you know, you always have the past and future to think about. So far as, but at the time of satisfaction or appreciation, you know, the small things, you know, like the flowers that you see blooming.
Wouldn't you say that?
Glistening of water.
Wouldn't you say that the past is significant for you to kind of have, you know, a path for the future?
Yeah, correct. It is. It is. You know, that is true. Because you got to know where you come from. You know where you kind of see where you're going.
But then aren't you in contrast with your statement if you say that?
No, well, not exactly, I feel, because you're giving your time that momentary time out. You know, and living in the moment. Finding, you know, it's like when you get into meditation. Once you meditate, if you're drowned by something that is on your mind, and you look at the sun, you look at the water. Like when we go to the beach, you give yourself a little time out to meditate and to find a peace, contentment, and kind of recharges you to go forward. I feel. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm trying to put that into perspective.
You know, it's like I got a sanctuary at home. I love plants.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit in there to release myself, but I also have artifacts of Buddhism there as well to give me a sense of peace, sense of purpose. And sometimes you can get drowned by what you're dealing with, or in the past what you dealt with, in the future what you could conceive of occurring. You know, I feel, you know, to
So at the end of your 24-hour, you should now start thinking about the future.
well, to recollect your thoughts and find a purpose or a reason of how your day turned out. You know, people say so far so good. I just say so far. These things can change in 5 seconds. But
You
based
cannot
on-
guarantee that it will be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because based upon what occurred yesterday and how
May
the
not,
day came
right.
to an end, then maybe today will be the same. But 5 seconds, you know, you usually pass by a person on the street who's getting hooked up by the police department with them cartoon eyes on him. You know, eyes like cats with a friendly ghost and whatnot, like what the, you know. So you can reason, you know. It's kind of like how your day went and the subtleness of it, you know, and how you can find appreciation, I think.
So the whole concept of living in the moment is actually saying just concentrate on the day
Or
as it is.
the moment, yeah. The moment, what's happening now, like right now, our discussion, you know, and finding a bit of calmness that when you leave here, you may find a time that you will revisit what we've talked about, or just
So at the end of the
together
day, you
with us.
summarize
Yeah,
what
you
just
summarize.
transpired, and then you kind of just move on
Yeah,
and build from there.
yeah,
Okay.
a positive flow,
Okay.
you know. I think maybe Sifu can,
No, I mean, it makes sense. Just that I was kind of.
you know, because I'm finding this a place where I can recharge. You know, besides at home in my garden, you know, where I can recharge and get back in the race with the other horses. And especially when I go see the foot doctor, and he sees these calluses on my feet, and I start walking around like Quasimodo or Caesar from the Planet of the Apes. Give me a little time out in that chair where he's, you know, he'd be slicing, dicing my feet up with that scalpel. But he makes it so that I can maybe dance like Fred Astaire, but I dare not loft into the air because I will come crashing down and whole body will just start falling apart as I'm going into the surface. You know. But yeah, this gives me a little time out, and I can find a unity with you all. Because you all added to the settlements too. You know. Because the world will try to take you through all, I feel, all twists and turns, and even take you down like a kamikaze, you know, if you allow it. But you have control.
It's interesting because I am just consciously gaining grasp of that concept.
Yeah.
And you know, I danced for several years, and I was in places where, you know, like as a kid, you would only dream of, you know, being, you know, performing with people who I looked up to.
Yeah.
And I remember it was my very first performance, and it was a live performance, and there were like millions of people because there were hundreds of thousands in the stadium, but it was being aired live on HBO. And I remember that I could not remember my day leading up to being on stage because I was so worried. I was so worried from you know, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I fall? What if I trip? What if I forget the steps? What if this happens? What if that happens? So I was so inundated with what might happen in the future that I could not enjoy what was happening in the present,
Right,
you know?
right.
And I'll never forget, we were we were on stage and we were like in our starting poses and the lights hadn't come up yet. And something snapped and it was like, hey, you're here and
Right.
you're good enough to be here. So stop worrying and enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
And in that instant, it was like I was freed. It was like this thing happened and this big smile came on my face, and I consciously, for the first time, because I know that it's happened before, but consciously I was like, wow, this is living in the moment. This is enjoying this
Yes.
moment. Not forgetting my past, because it's my past that made me prepared for this moment. And not dismissing the future, because this can lead to greater things in the
Yes.
future, you know?
Right.
But that's when I really grasped and really experienced consciously what it meant to live in the present. And I enjoyed every single second in the present,
Yes.
you know? And that, it was, like I said, my first really major performance on that level, and I remember it
Like
so
yesterday,
clearly,
huh?
yeah. And then, so remembering it, because it is in the past, right?
Right, right.
But remembering it in a time like this, it lifts me up.
It gives you kind
You
of
know?
butterflies sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm finally getting this concept of living in the now. It's not that you forget or dismiss the past.
Right.
It's not that you dismiss or not even acknowledge that there may be a future. But it's taking those things that that were really sweet or may have been great lessons and allowing it to be a part of your present. You
Yeah.
know. And like that, like I'll never forget that day because of that enlightened moment, but also because the experience was a great experience
Right.
as well,
Right.
you know? So, you know, it's like daily, sometimes minute by minute, I have to be like, okay, you have to stop worrying so much about the things that happened to you or the hurts that happened to you.
Yeah.
And look at you now because you're a better person because of it, and it's okay, you know?
Absolutely.
And, you know, and I have people in my life now who remind me, you know, enjoy what's going on now, enjoy
Yeah.
what we have now. And don't worry so much about the future. The future will take care of itself, you know.
Right.
But, yeah, so that,
Yeah, like the birds of the air. They don't worry about the future. They will be fed.
yeah.
You know, I almost didn't make it here. I almost took a leap of what we call leap of faith over the 95th Street Bridge into the traffic of the Dan Ryan. But Mom told me tomorrow's another day. And I got my face bit into by a Rottweiler. Imagine me telling the dog, get off, get off. And I ripped him off.
At that time you felt like you hit the pinnacle.
Right. I mean, you know, I was naive to men, to the world. Stop that, seafood. Like,
So you didn't have no girlfriend?
This
You
is
were
not.
alone?
Yeah, I had a girlfriend. I married her.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I had my face ripped off, you know, almost and whatnot. You know, had he bit again, it would have went into my eye. But he grabbed me, and having the experience with Kempo, karate, a limited experience with him. He grabbed my face, I grabbed his neck. And here I am like the Wolfman holding Frankenstein. I'm choking the fuck out of this dog and whatnot. He's hanging in midair. And I ripped him off my face and grabbed him. I was at Chicago State University. I grabbed my books and I ran to the house. There was blood coming all down. My brother-in-law, who's in Arizona, the third-degree black belt, he's a CPD, so he hops out with his 357 Magnum, waiting for somebody to come up behind me to blow them away, thinking that they're chasing me up to the third floor. He took me to South Shore Hospital, and I got sold back up. But the experiences, as you speak about, are things that you can relish over. You know, even the negative ones, because they have a positive. Everything has a positive line to it. If you look at it with a different mind, you know, as a learning experience, and then you could give that to someone else that maybe you have something to offer them in their trouble. You know, but to find contentment in your experience and to find contentment in this, you know, but it means so much to me to be able to express this here. because I'm not able to, of like mind, be with the people at my job and expressing that, you know. But it's fortunate to be here, you know, because I never would have met a group as you.
We would have.
I still be throwing things at me, or sort of trying to get away. Throwing things at me, or trying to get away from me. Don't look at your watch, because I'll walk you to the door. You know, but I can appreciate what Sifu has here. You know, and the comfort that we feel in expressing ourselves with the readings of Osho, and it's a lot, you know, that this offers, even in the short time that we have. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh Lord! I can't do that anymore.
Do it on the other side.
Oh Lord! Oh no, my ribs! Yeah, like a little twerk that I am, you know. But this offers, I'm a little bit better now, but this offers a bit of subtleness that I can appreciate, you know, for, and I see in the coming years that I may be at the wrong door at Seafood Shop right here trying to get in, as he saw me one day, but I know that I'm going to be on the outside, and I look at Howard Street differently than I did previously before coming here. You know, finding it a bit of a luxury, you know, all because of the man who owns the shop.
And the fact that we're sharing stories and ideas,
Right.
that kind of just feeds into, you know, your growth,
Yes.
your own growth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sometimes you learn through other people's experience.
Yes.
And it kind of opens an eye too.
Mm-hmm. I'm in agreement.
We all have different backgrounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like Osho has said, we shouldn't judge ourselves based on creed, religion, and color and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not at all, because we all want the same thing in life.
Definitely.
You know, basically, you know, the opportunity to express ourselves, to seek our dreams and fulfill them. You know, it's just that some people try to put a stick in the mud. But I guess keeping our sanity about ourselves, you go around, over, under, or Buddhism, you won't know yourself until you go through it. You know, and as Trinity said, the experiences are what make you into the person that you are. You know, so we all keep learning, but it makes us much better people. You know, in the end, it's like fine wine.
I was kind of thinking something similar, like think about your cheese drawer.
Right,
Talking about these
you know.
experiences and relishing them at different times
Right.
and stuff. And I keep thinking about cheese. Because I mean, cheese is good, right?
Hey, it is, as long as you leave
But
too much of it.
if you don't maintain it well, or you don't enjoy it in proper time,
Right.
like while it's enjoyable, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of speaks to the here and now. Or if you don't have like a spectrum of cheeses to draw from at whatever time, because hopefully you have some cheese to eat whenever.
Mm-hmm.
But it can teach like both patience and seizing the moment when the moment's right or right.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
if you introduce bacteria or whatever in your maintenance of your
Mhm.
cheeses or your memories or whatever, the whole thing gets stinky.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the best cheese.
Yeah.
That's stinky cheese. Now, I'm not sure how one will be looked at in conversation.
Well,
With that-
check
with
this
that
out.
on your
So,
breath.
but if you allow one cheese's stink to overwhelm the whole drawer,
Yeah.
that can be a bad thing too. Cause
Oh yeah. You know.
Because you know, then you're defined by one memory instead of a whole plethora of
Mm-hmm.
different subtle flavors that you can enjoy at different times in life and for different reasons, right?
Mm-hmm. you know.
So anyway, that was my culinary analogy.
I'm game with that now.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the tenants in the building where I work and whatnot, they have a food supply that they share through housekeeping and security. And I'm not one to, if it's, you know, if it's looks edible and it is of right type, you know, I will enjoy myself. You know,
Carpe diem.
hey, you know, hey, look, I ain't purple through no garbage can now.
Right.
But you know, if it's you know, it's like they had that kind of like a hot cheese with the hot cheese with the jalapeno peppers in it, and then they also have the mustard cheese, you know, the provolone. I mean, I'm like, you know.
So check this out. Osho would say, where somebody says it's garbage or completely, you know, culinary delight, you should probably just trust your own nose to decide what.
Hey, you know, right, you know, it's an enjoyment, you know, that you have to sometimes experience.
Well, what I'm saying too is remembering memories and reflecting back on life experiences and lessons, like you're saying. Sometimes you have to choose to enjoy them, or a set of them.
Right.
At times in life when it's good and positive to bring them forth, right?
Right, absolutely. You know, because